in the last episode. Hello guys, my name is EricVanWilderman, and welcome back to Shoujo Shojo. So I'm not feeling that well today, but you know what? I'll be damned if I do not find out what happens next in this game, and I'm sure you guys are with me, because I am really invested in this. It's really great. Now, before I continue, I have some news for you. It's gonna be kind of bad news, but at the same time it has to be said. So basically, I did a little checking on the internet with a spoiler-free guide to find out what this split path means for the game. Now, the path where you save Kazuna, which was Shugo's wife that we saved, the pregnant lady, if we take that path, it goes to the true end, but you can't actually get the true end of the game until you get one of the other endings, and if you take the true end path, you can't get the other endings. And so, basically, what I have to do is I have to go down the path where Shugo's wife didn't die, but she got her leg cut off, and she got the kid ripped out of her. And so, that's the path that I'm continuing down, because if I don't, I'm just gonna run into a bad end, or just an ending that an undesirable ending that I don't want. And it's not going to be good, but it's going to be a long way until that bad end, and we would waste a really long time on the playthrough. We'd have to come back to this point, and it would just be a jumbled mess. And so we're just going to start here. So at this point, Kazuna is in bad shape, just to let you guys know. Unusually, Yukari has taken the lead, beckoning me to follow. Which sucks, you know, I wish we could have her in good shape, but we're going to get there. The true end lies with that, and so she will be saved in the true story, but we gotta bear with it. We gotta grit our teeth and bear with it for now, alright? With both my arms laden, I trail along behind her, glancing about at the surroundings. The cherry trees along the pond's edge are in full bloom, casting pale pink reflections on the surface. The flower petals flutter in the warm springtime breeze. You couldn't ask for a better day. But at least Kazuna's still alive, like she didn't die, because when she dies you go to the bad end. Yukari spreads out a mat beneath one of the trees. I set down the stacked lunchboxes and bottles of sake, kick off my sandals and take a seat crossing my legs. It's great that the weather's so nice, Yeah, it's great. The cherry blossoms are out. Yeah, I guess March 25th. I guess they start to come. It really depends on where you live in Japan, because, you know, in Korea, like, in the far south, March 25th, I don't even know if they've bloomed yet. They might. It usually starts, like, in the deep south. I mean, it's like in April, like the beginning of April, so, you know, like April 10th or something. Okay, well, whatever. Yukari smiles as she opens the lunchboxes. Kamaboko and surimi are neatly arranged inside. She got up early to prepare lunch. She's a good sister. Which one to eat? I pick up the surimi and pop it into my mouth. What the? It's crunchy. Is it shrimp? Grasshopper? That sounds horrible. Blah! What the heck is she putting in these things? Yeah, you just spit out your sister's food, Eiji. You're a dick. Yukari gracefully eats the surimi with her chopsticks as though nothing's wrong. How can you eat those? Oh yeah, I keep on forgetting. Yukari loves insects. But if you love them, why are you eating them, okay? I'll just stick with the rice balls and kamaboko. Oh, that looks nice. What a brotherly, sisterly relationship that is, isn't it? All you brothers and sisters out there, don't you do that all the time? I start to lay down, feeling just a little tipsy. Ah. I guess lying down is bad manners. Don't worry about it. Even as she complains, Yukari quietly lends me her knee for a pillow. A gentle breeze blows by. There's a comfortable warmth. The cherry petals dance about on the wind, tickling my nose. Yukari laughs as she plucks out the petals lodged in my hair. No, because I'm narrating. Yukari speaks in an undertone as I lay silently, my eyes closed. Yeah, I'm sleepy. Opening my mouth to reply would take too much effort, so I'll just let myself drift off. Oh, wow. Tojiko, no, it's not what you think. She's my sister. Yeah, Tojiko. A voice calls out nearby. It looks like I fell asleep. That voice belongs to Tojiko. Yeah, Tojiko, that's right. Be careful, I'm gonna call you Tojiko. When I open my eyes, Tojiko's face is looming over me. What, was I not supposed to wake up? Of course she would think that. Please don't do that. I sit up. Geez, they did that to drunk people even back in the day then, huh? Eat it. They're all safe. You can trust me, they're just, they're a little special, okay? Tojigo, of course, is quite familiar with Kari's culinary practices. Those surimi should be fine. No, they're not. Why? I don't understand why. Oblivious to our conversation, Yukari ferries the surimi to her mouth. Ew! Last year, too. That's a long time ago. I can't really argue with her. Tojigo leans against a cherry tree and gazes up at the sky. Tojiko, you shouldn't joke about dead bodies and stuff, okay? It's a little too soon, I think. A quip from Motojiro Kaji. That's really not as easy as you'd think. Cherry trees old enough to bloom have their roots spread out all over the place, so digging up the ground is a pain in the ass. No sense of romance. What's romantic about that? Well, I guess she loves mystery. She's a mystery writer. Yeah, whatever. There's nothing romantic about it. See, Reiji and me, we think alike. Why don't you try dreaming about something a little more normal? I'll make sure to buy it and support you. You make more money than I do, okay? That's sad. Well, that's great, isn't it? So is it steamy? What do you mean, old fart? Don't lie, you like me. That's why you're hitting me all playfully. Don't do that. That's what you really mean. She kicks me in the side. Oh, Yukari, you like her panties, don't you? Maybe they're cute, maybe they have little hearts on them. I sound like a perv. Suzuriko immediately flattens down the skirt of her uniform. I did. A little. So you may as well just take off your skirt now, I've already seen it. Calm down, I didn't see him. I'm a little pervert. That was a really perverted thing to say. That night, I sit in my room, staring at the letter. My name's been beautifully inscribed with a brush. On the reverse side, in similarly beautiful script, she's written Kuchiki Toko. There's no postmark. Did she come all the way over here and drop it off? Well, let's have a look. I break the seal and pull out some stationery. An invitation. That's the title. On Monday, March the 26th, would you like to go to the art museum together? If that is acceptable, then I will be waiting at Kichijoji Station. She has a graceful writing style. This is the last thing I expected to hear from her, given our day-to-day interactions. Well, why not? I've got some free time. Let's do it! And remember, I didn't sleep with her down this timeline pathway thing or whatever. When I go do the true ending, I'm just gonna touch her with my willy. Here I am at Kichijoji Station, first thing in the morning. And I'll show all of that during the true end. But all of this, all of this is roughly gonna be the same. Like, the path to the true end, like, all of this stuff, I think happens. It's just there's some things that are different. Which, I guess it's gonna be an editing nightmare, but whatever. There's barely any people around. Hardly surprising since the first train of the day hasn't come yet, but I still think there's a lot of this game left. I'm not too sure how much, but why am I here this early? Because obviously, what I predicted in the last episode is there's gonna be, like, another killer. There's gotta be another killer. I mean, come on. I don't think Kusaka did that all on his own. Even though the cherry trees are blooming, it's still pretty cold at this hour. Maybe someone at the research facility was pulling his strings, like the psychiatrist was like telling him to do it because Kusaka was a little crazy. The psychiatrist was like, you should do this. Togo arrives, walking from the direction of the station. I can't really refuse a letter like that, can I? Good job at infiltrating my feelings, Toko. Mission? Yeah, you want me. You want me. Toko laughs innocently. It's cold enough to see her breath. So why did I have to come out here this early? The art museum isn't open yet, is it? For what? You are a bundle of mystery. Is there some kind of special exhibition? Maybe there is. What was that artist's guy named Shimiya something? Togo grabs my hand and starts off. What? What was his name? I kind of forget. Toko. Togo replies without even a hint of shyness. Where are we? What was the artist's name? I just gotta find out. Mamiya Shinzo, I was kinda close. Why? Kurashiki is in Ueno? Yes, thanks. Don't call me an idiot. I'm just a detective and you're a high school student, but you know more than I do about this place. Whatever. What the hell am I doing in Okayama Prefecture? Is this a different art museum? Togo seizes my hand after looking up at the station's clock. But it's already like getting to evening time. That's crazy. Hey, while I'm still struggling to get my bearings, she takes off, dragging me along behind with her. So are we just gonna stay the night here? Togo steps in front of a building reminiscent of the temples of ancient Greece. Good, we're at the Nakahara Art Museum. This is the art museum. Oh, so this is the place. I remember hearing a rumor that Kurashiki escaped the bombing during the war solely because of this museum. Nodding as if that explains everything, Taco. Taco! You want to eat some tacos from Taco Bell? Enters the art museum. God, like I said, I'm tired and I don't feel well today, so I'm gonna make mistakes. A lot. Inside, the silence is absolute. I don't see any people around. Must empty out around closing time. Togo takes in the assorted masterpieces, a sort of hunger showing in her eyes. Monet, Renoir, Gauguin. There are numerous works by familiar artists. I totally said those properly, didn't I? I'm a pro! I'm not really in a position to judge their quality. What I can tell is that each one has a certain kind of inner spirit. It seems a number of Japanese pieces are also included. I don't see any by Mamiya Shinzo, though. A staff member politely explains to me that they're on loan to the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum. A short distance away, Toko appears to be hearing a similar explanation. Taco. As I approach, the staff member gives a bow and departs. I guess there was like an exhibition, so they brought them from here or something. So I wonder if the Shoujo Shojo is here. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Those paintings by Mamiya Shinzo are from here. Yeah, I know you love art and stuff, but like, obviously she's paints pictures and stuff. She's not satisfied, but like, she has an obsession with it. Closing time comes and we head outside. Toko breathes a deep sigh. Was it worth the trip? But then again, I guess she's just super passionate about it. But I wonder why. There's gotta be a reason. That's good, I suppose it was worth it to come all the way out here, because she is looking for herself, right? Toko lowers her voice. I have all the time in the world. I mean, according to Reiji, the murders are solved already, so whatever. Huh, me? Oh, that maybe she wanted to be a nuisance. She's like, I wanted to be a nuisance and I wanted you to feel feelings. Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't surprised. But no, I'm not angry. You had fun, right, Toko? Well, it is dark. I'm pretty sure we'll have to take the night train. Although then again, I guess the night train's like the special last train. Okay, whatever. When we arrive at the station, Toko freezes. Oh, here we go. I knew it. Now we're gonna have to have a little awkward moment. So what are we gonna do? Should we just sleep in that bus over there? Looks like it left just 10 minutes ago. But whatever, I had a good time. Toko looks up at me. Yeah, I guess since I'm the older one, I gotta make this decision. You're asking me? Look. She's right, of course, but I checked the contents of my wallet. It's not exactly full, but there's a decent amount of money in there. I really don't want to end our trip by catching cold from standing out here. Guess we've got no choice but to look for somewhere to spend the night. I wonder if we're going to find a love hotel. Maybe they weren't around at this point. Contact your parents. See, that is suspicious. He's like, oh, my parents won't give a shit. Parents won't give a shit. I don't even care about me. They don't even love me. I'm gonna write poems all night about how my life is a dark abyss. Look, the last thing I need is to get slapped with a kidnapping charge, okay?
時坂さんに誘拐されるなら構わないけれど
She's into that kinky shit, huh? Let's get out the handcuffs. If anyone can claim to have been kidnapped today, it's me. We look for an inn as we banter back and forth. This looks like this looks like a pretty nice place. We managed to track down an inn with vacancies. As we take the taxi away from the station, we're finally able to calm down a little bit.
新婚さんに見られたかな私たち
What the heck are you talking about? Togo certainly does look mature for her age, but next to me, we look like siblings at best. She's Yukari's age, after all. Togo lies down on the futon. You should at least change out of those clothes. Won't your uniform get all wrinkly?
そうだね
Togo stands up and turns to face me, her fingers at the buttons to her uniform. Oh!
向いていてくれないかな
Oh, she asked. I thought she was just gonna do it. Just open it up. Be a Barbary man. Sure, sure. I turn my back to her. Her clothes make a rustling
ねえ
sound.
時坂さん下着って脱いだ方がいいのかな
Oh my god. What kind of a question is that? Why are you asking me?
何かあった時大変だからつけておいた方が良さそうだね
Safe? What does she think is going to happen? She made rape jokes earlier, which you're sick for, Toko. Maybe she's thinking along those lines. Toko, clad in a yukata, steps in front of me.
これでどうかな
It looks lovely, actually. It looks fine. The collar's not twisted or anything.
そういう感想を求めたわけじゃないんだけどな
See, I think they're gonna give us a lot of scenes with Toko now, because they want us to, like, feel for her, and then something's gonna happen to her. Either she's gonna get captured or and be involved in something, and we're gonna be super sad. With that, Toko flops onto the
疲
futon.
れた
Going to bed already?
そうだねしばらく横になってるよ
Oh yeah, Toko's always tired, right? She's exhausted all the time. Shall I turn off the lights? Uh-oh, bow chicka wow wow, turning off the lights. I turn off the lights and get into my futon. Today really took it out of me. I want to go for a soak in the bath, but I don't think my body can muster the strength to move.
時坂さん
Togo speaks up unexpectedly. Oh, we're gonna cuddle, I bet. What's wrong?
約束覚えてる
Promise. You mean your request. It springs to mind immediately.
覚えていてくれたんだねまだ探偵さんに伝えていないことがあったんだ
Come on, tell us something important. Don't let it be something that's just completely useless. Tell us something good. What would that be? I get up and face her.
私は養子だったんだ
Boom! Shikalaka-laka-laka. That is super important. That's all. So in other words, maybe the girl in the painting is Toko's real mother. Did you examine your family register? She
今
nods.
の自分が本当の自分じゃないような気がすると言っただろ
So she...
その原因を探ろうとしたんだ
See, when I first started this game, I was like, oh, there's gonna be so much supernatural stuff in here. But really, like, the beginning story is just from the egg of Nyanis, and she's looking for the real me. But really, she's just looking for where she came from, maybe her mother. And she sees the painting of the Karano Shoujo, and she's like, oh, that looks like me. I have a feeling in my soul that that is my real mother.
まさかこんなはっきりとした結果が出るとは思っていなかったけれど
Their answer would be, what? She lets out a small, scornful chuckle.
あそこの朽木家の人間じゃないという思いは昔から漠然と持っていたんだ多分戦争で起こった混乱に乗じて誰かに連れてこられたんじゃないのかな
Well, yeah, maybe your mother did. Maybe your mother gave you away because your mother was dying or something. Does anyone else know about this?
私が戸籍を調べたことだったら母さんやおじさんには言っていないよ
Good
そんな
call.
心配はかけたくないからね
It is a good call. That'd be a little underhanded to be like, Mom, I know that I'm adopted, god damn it!
私の思いだったら今時坂さんに言ったのが初めてだよ
I feel special. I see.
でもそれ以上のことは調べられなかったんだだから改めて探偵さんにお願いしたいんだ
I like that feeling when someone confides in you like that, you know? Like, don't tell anyone, and I know I can trust you. I actually had that this week. A very close person to me in Korea, Korean coworker, told me something about themselves that they said they hadn't told anyone before, and I was like, wow, you confided in me about that. That's very interesting. Well, not interesting. I mean, it was really feel good. I was like, oh, you trust me on that level, and it's like good to know. It's just a good feeling when someone trusts you on that deep level. Anyways, her request made Toko bows her head low. Since I'm finished with my job and I have time to spare, this time I'll give your request my full attention. Toko raises her face.
本当
Yeah, of course I will.
ありがとう、時坂さん。
Her countenance suddenly becomes cheerful. In the rare moments when she shows me that face, I think that's quite fitting for someone her age. It's about time we went to sleep. We have to get going early if we want to go home tomorrow, right?
うん、そうだね。
Wow, you know what? The more this game goes on, the more and more I like Toko. At first, I was like really suspicious of her. And something still is odd about her, but Toko nods and slips into my futon. But at the same time, like, the more I play this game, the more I feel that she's innocent. Hey, you've got one laid out for you over there.
一緒の方が暖かくていいじゃないか。
It's nice when someone does that to you, too, unless it's someone you don't want to sleep next to. Toko turns her face, peeking up at me from my chest.
時坂さん、おやすみ。寝ているからっていやらしいことしないでくれ。
Why do you always gotta make jokes about that, Toko? I would never do that. I wonder if Reiji's got a big boner right now, though. Toko giggles, closing her eyes. Good night, Toko. After quietly whispering into her ear, I lend her my arm for a pillow and close my eyes. I feel her warmth and comfortable weight right up until I fall asleep. March 27th. Time is flying by. We started, like, at the beginning of March. Phew. Bathed in the dazzling light of the morning sun, I stretched my limbs as far as they'll go. What a refreshing morning. When I open the window, the clear, cold air is invigorating. The mornings in Tokyo have nothing on this. Toko, it's a gorgeous day. Oh no, but there's a ... Is she gone? I call it to Toko, still wrapped up inside the futon. Oh, never mind, she's just really tired. If we don't get a move on, we won't be able to get home. Hey, what's wrong? Toko's face looks pale. Toko's skin, pale white even under normal circumstances, is decidedly pallid.
時坂さん、おはよう。
Yeah, what is wrong with her? Is she really pregnant? Not bothering to answer my question, she slowly rises. Hey, don't push yourself, okay?
大丈夫さ。このくらい。
Or does she have like an incurable disease or something, and her mom had that same disease or something? I don't know, maybe that could be it too. Toko sways slightly, then lurches over. Watch out. Wow, that's... She's up close and personal now. I barely managed to catch her in my arms. You should rest for a while. I run my hand over her forehead, but it doesn't look like she has a fever. It might be anemia. I'll go ask the hostess if she'll let us check out a little later. I cover Toko with the futon, then stand up.
私なら大丈夫。
It's going to be rough getting jostled around on the train all day long, you know. Waving off her protestations, I head down to the inn's reception area. Yep. Definitely not feeling good.
大丈夫だよ。
That's good. When Toko finally says this and rises, it's already past 10. Are you sure? When I take a good look, her complexion certainly does seem healthier than it did this morning.
心配をかけてしまったね。早くしないとまたここに泊まる羽目になってしまう。
Yep, you're right. Toko stands up, unties the sash of her yukata, and then gives me a look.
もちろん、私としては一向に構わないけれどね。
Yeah, she's enjoying herself. I am too. It's a good time. Just get changed already. Although we're Private Eye Reiji, we need to take some cases because we're losing we don't have enough money. I check the train schedule at the jam-packed Kudashiki station.
大阪まで特急で出た方がいいのかな。
You're right, we'll arrive sooner that way. I buy 2 tickets, handing one over to her. How are you holding up?
心配いらないよ。朝よりはずっといいから。
That's good. Or maybe it's just gonna be something easy. She's like, well, you know what? The big twist is I'm just not a morning person. If you even feel a little bit sick, then speak up.
うん。あ、でもお腹が減っていたら気分が。
Toko, I see what you're saying. You want us to buy you food. Great. What, you want a boxed lunch?
ほら、ママ狩り寿司というのがあるよ。時坂さんが買ってみればいいと思うよ。
She is just really good at requesting things from me because she's not directly telling me, please buy it for me. She's like, well, it would be good. Toko pulls me over by the hand and points to the lunchbox seller's banner. If I bought one, you said, what about you, Toko?
私はそんなに食べられないから、時坂さんが残した分だけでいいよ。
What if I eat it all? Hey, Toko, I was hungry, I ate it all. There's no leftovers. Oh my god. I see. I suppose she's just putting on a show of bravado. If her condition takes a downward turn, we'll have to get off the train. In the end, my worries came to nothing, and we arrived in Tokyo safe and sound. Toko heaves a huge sigh as we get off the train. We were right in the nick of time, weren't we? The train that we just took to Tokyo Station was the last of the day.
もう一泊することにならなくてよかったよ。
Me too. Weren't you the one saying you wouldn't mind?
気持ちとしてはさ、実際そんな余裕はなかったからね。明日も用事があるし。
Don't talk about suspicious stuff, Toko. What business do you have? Business.
あれ妹さんから聞いていないのかい
Oh, never mind. That is...
学院で復活祭の準備をするんだ
That's normal business. Easter, oh that.
昨日が春分の日を過ぎて最初の満月だったからね。復活祭はそれで美術部でも準備をするのだけれど、どうやら顧問の佐伯教頭先生が来られないそうなんだ。
I've been saying his name all right. Saiki. I just heard it. Saiki. Saiki. I'm saying Seiki. 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 Saiki. And you're telling me this because somehow I know what's coming, but I have to ask.
時坂先生なら時間が空いていると思う。妹さんに頼んで
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it from her. It's unusual for Yukari to forget something so important.
じゃあ明日よろしく頼むよ。
You don't think that I've got other things to do tomorrow?
思わない。あ
She doesn't bat an eye.
あ、本当に忙しいとか面倒くさいとかそういう理由があるのなら断ってくれても構わない。
Toko, when did you become my boss? Seriously. Well, then again, you sneaky little. How am I supposed to refuse when you put it like that?
思わない。
Toko's mouth turns up at the corners as she replies. She is smart. They're so good together. I mean, they're... if it wasn't for the age difference, I'd say go for it. At the same time, whatever, it's the 50s. It's the 50s. While in Rome, do what the Romans do, right? It's the 50s. There's not rules about that kind of shit, I doubt. I'm home, Yukari. There's probably no legal age of consent. Maybe there is, but it's probably really young.
おかえりなさい、兄さん。
Yukari greets me at the door, same as always. Sorry to skip out on you without any warning.
いえ、兄さんが帰ってこないのはいつものことですから。
The temperature seems to drop when she looks at me. I called Yukari last night, but I could hardly hide the fact that I was alone with Toko, all the way over in Kurashiki. Don't be that way. I bought you a souvenir. It's hard amber candy with an insect larva inside. I spotted it when we were waiting at a station between transfers. Such things were commonly sewed there to Toko's amazement.
どうもありがとうございます。
Yukari, see? Oh, she's so sweet. Yukari's icy mask slips just a bit. She's happy with the present, even if she doesn't want me to know how. Want me to know, oh, sorry. So I'm sorry about yesterday.
今度からは気をつけてくださいね。
Yeah, phew, looks like I was able to make it up to her. Oh, right, and it seems that I'm going to the academy tomorrow.
ええ、そうですよ。先週言っておいたはずですが。
I don't think you did. I never heard anything about that. Look, there's nothing written about it in my notebook. I showed the pages to her.
兄さんはその手帳にお仕事以外のことは書かないでしょ
That is work. That's important. That's my life. That's not true, but I suppose I could have forgotten about it.
お酒を飲まれている時でしたから。
I see. Yukari got me drunk and then told me to do it. Oh my god. I gotta make sure I write this stuff down properly from now on. If I'm forgetting things as important as this, that's a serious problem. Oh my god, I wonder... This could be foreshadowing. Like, he's forgetting something, right? Like, oh, like I'm blacked out. I forgot something that I was doing.
では、私はもう眠りますね。兄さん、おやすみなさい。
That's gotta be foreshadowing. I could be just thinking too deeply about this, but it could be. Sure, good night, Yukari. Yukari carefully carries the larva candy back to her room. Sleep does sound good. After 2 straight days of riding the train, I'm beat. Well, then again, I just could be grasping at straws here, who knows. I haven't been at the academy for about 10 days. Nothing's changed. Then again, there don't seem to be as many students as usual. That's because some have died! Of course, they're on spring break now.
兄さん、こちらですよ。
Yukari leads me past the athletic field. Going to the art room.
ええ、そちらでイースターエッグを作る。
That sounds fun. Let's go make Easter eggs. So that's what I'm lugging this thing for. I wonder when the whole making Easter egg tradition started. I don't know much about, like, the history of Easter. I know, like, what it represents. You know, the resurrection, or the death, and then the resurrection, but... So that's what I'm lugging this thing around for. But, I don't know when the whole making eggs came into existence. So I'm sure someone's gonna answer in the comment section down below how it happened. That's cool. Thank you. Yukari's made me carry this large pot.
片茹で卵を使うのが基本です。
By the way, that's why I love the comment section for... I love the comment section on all the videos, but especially in, like, the visual novel style comment sections. People usually have a lot of good things to say. Predictions and information, cultural information that I had no idea about. So I love playing visual novels because of that. It's great. So where are the eggs? I've actually surprisingly learned a lot about just stuff in general from having a YouTube channel and reading the comments. As a little aside, okay, time to focus on the game. Yugari points to the entryway of the building containing the art room. I can see a number of wooden boxes. With that, she takes the pot from me. Sheesh. So I'm here to do manual labor. Yeah, whatever, Eiji. Do you think you could make good eggs? Well, then again, Eiji seems like a pretty capable person in, like, all fields. Oh, Yukari. You guys are sly. Yukari smiles happily. She says this. At long last, I've hauled all the boxes of chicken eggs to the art room. For some reason, Tojiko is reclining in a chair. You're not part of the art club, are you? Ayumun? I know Ayumu, but... Ayumun? That's probably what she calls Ayumu. After looking around the room, I lock eyes with Sato Ayumu. Ayumu, you're so, like... You're so depressing. All the time, Konnichiwa. Like, every time I see you, you're just a downer. Tojiko's, like, so active. Like, yeah, she's here. Ayumu comes and she's like, konnichiwa. Hey, doing well? Then again, her friends did die. I haven't seen her since I took her to Nishizono Yui's grave. Why are you here at the art club? Ayumu runs her hand across the tools arranged beside her. I see. Tojiko, you're not gonna help out. Whatever, it doesn't matter that you suck at painting, just do it. I get it. So you lack a sense of aesthetics. Oh, I love it. That is exactly the kind of thing that I'd say to a girl like Tojiko, you know, just teasing her because it's fun. I mean, she acts like she's angry, but at the same time, she likes being teased by Eiji. Tojiko stamps her feet in frustration. Oh, she likes connecting that way. I mean, I'm not going to say she likes the act of being angry, but she likes that there's like a connection between us like that we're comfortable enough to say things like that to each other. I personally believe. I have a couple people like that in my life. Ayumi giggles at Tojiko's antics. It really does look like she's cheered up. Oh, and here comes other Toko. To just look at me like, oh, get out of here, you. If the other Toko, Mizuhara Toko, finds out that we spent the night with Kuchiki Toko, she's gonna be pissed. The door opens and both Tokos enter. That's because you made me promise I would. See, other Toko's like, when did you make the promise? I'm overly protective. See, look at her face. Crinkle up a little bit. After shooting me a cold look, Mizuhara follows after Toko. Of course. Is there a reason why she hates me so much? Toko wouldn't have told her about that, would she? She looks the same as ever. Well, that's the type of girl she is. Yukarin! I set the pot on the stove and start boiling the eggs. It looks like the Tokos and Ayumu are starting the preparations for painting. I have absolutely nothing to do. I suppose that's inevitable since I'm just supervising. No. Toko calls out as if she can't stand seeing me loitering any longer. If I'd known things would be like this, I would have brought a book along or something. I'd love to! Toko runs a paintbrush across the back of my neck. Wow! Cut that out. Wow. Toko, you are fantastic. I duck my head trying to get away from Toko's tickling. The other Toko... Mizuhara, we have a little bit of atmosphere between us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, other Toko. Yeah, I'm sure it was all about my own well-being. Yeah, nice cover-up. Me and Kuchiki Toko, we know all about your jealous antics, okay? You can't get away from it. No. Didn't I just tell you to stop? I think it's best to play along with Mizuhara in this situation. Although I don't for one second believe that she's honestly worried about me. Exactly. She's probably overcome with jealousy. I wonder if Mizuhara Toko is up to no good. Yukari and Tojiko bring over eggs wrapped in a towel. I'm not you, Tojiko. I'm not gonna eat him.
私だって食べんよ。
Ah, no, you would be the one to eat
前
them.
の古い卵ですから食べない方がいいと思います。
Like I said, in spite of distractions, they set about painting each egg. As I watch them work, the spring breeze floating in from outside lulls me to sleep. The next thing I know, Tojiko's face is right in front of me. Whoa! Jeez, hey, what? Why'd you get all up in my face? Whoa! I reflexively leap up, my head cracks against hers. Ugh, you blockhead. Oh, that looks like it hurt. Yukari approaches with a genuine look of amazement. Hey, she was really up in my face. She likes me. Think she likes me. But it's too tempting. But I wasn't teasing. Well, this time actually we weren't teasing her. It was an honest mistake. Nope. Karano Shoujo, a red creepy background. The killings are not over yet, obviously. Why would the game still be going on? Oh, shish kebab! Oh crap, here we go. It's back. It's back. The night is silent. Neither the racket from people out flower-gazing nor the roar of trains rumbling over the tracks reach this place. It's an optimal environment where I can concentrate on my work without feeling constrained by anything. The moonlight shining through the window clearly illuminates the girl laid out on the table. Her skin is exquisite, white, translucent, and smooth. Who do I know? Toko has skin like that. I'm scared. Leather straps affixed to the table behind her body, neck, head, arms, and legs. Now let the ceremony begin. First of all, we must remove the unnecessary obstructions. I have to remove the parts that she lacks. What? Remove the parts that she lacks? Should I use an axe? Oh, she's talking about the other person lacks. What? We found Nishizono Yui, so obviously this person's making someone else. A carving knife or a saw? A saw will leave a fine surface. A little work with a plane and rasp and voila. However, it will also take quite a bit of time. Also, there are the shavings to be considered. The carving knife, then, it's good for slicing through flesh. Unfortunately, it's inadequate for cutting through bones. I suppose the axe I used before is best. I bring over an adzi. The weight of the blade is comfortable. My hand is quite used to an adzi. I don't know adzi. Adz! The arms first or the legs? Should I cut off the legs first and drain the blood? Or I could cut the arms off and dress her like the Venus de Milo. Let's start with the legs. Is this guy the artist? Shinzo? It could be, because it looks like the person knows about art, like the Venus de Milo. It's someone who knows about like art and art history. It's better to remove these great encumbrances first. Oh, my nose is so itchy all of a sudden. I raise the axe and bring it down at the base of her right thigh. Thunk! It meets hard resistance. The crimson blood spurts forth. Damn, I have to strike harder or I won't cut through the bone. The girl opens her eyes. Ew! Her mouth opens and closes like a carp begging for food. Hideous. Oh my god, it's like a carp is a kind of fish, so he's imagining her just like this, like in some like drug-induced gaze, just watching her get her limbs cut. I was right to choose her to be remade. So they're starting from scratch. I cut off a slice of flesh from their femur and stuff it into her mouth. So in other words, Kusaka was involved in the killings, but he wasn't the mastermind. He was too crazy to be the mastermind. Although he was really normal at school. This will do. I don't care if she swallows it. There's a lot more where that came from after all. I go back to work on detaching her leg. I guess I have no choice but to use the saw. I place the serrated blade on the bone, visible through the rent in her flesh and pull. Bone dust is produced as I saw back and forth, but it instantly gets reabsorbed into her blood and flesh. Now I see if this method will reduce the residue, then from now on I'll use the saw. This guy's learning, or whoever this person is. I've removed her right leg. Next is the left. The saw's teeth bite into her flesh. The edge binds, making it difficult to move. With each motion back and forth, her flesh pulls with the blade, making ragged tears in the skin. I knew I needed a rasp. The wounds become tattered. In the end, I resort to the carving knife and finally finish separating all 4 limbs. I hear sparrows chirping outside. I suppose dawn is approaching. The girl's already ceased her cries. That's right. For the finishing touch, I'll use some clay. On the previous one, I had left her flesh as it was, but the result was ugly. I'll coat the surface of her wounds with this white clay. Paper clay. With this, I'm sure it'll be easy to remodel her face. We didn't see a picture. I wanted to see who died. I want to know if it was like someone we know. The Maze murders. Another string of murders. Oh, shit. Where are we? Oh, is this another... What? The boy dreamed the exact same dream every night. In his dream, he went to meet his mother in heaven. The boy set out through the forest toward heaven. But as he was walking along the road, after a while, he sensed that something was approaching from behind. He spun around but didn't see anything. There was nothing but the darkness of the forest closing in on all sides. Feeling a sense of dread, the boy broke into a run. He had heard that heaven and hell were neighbors. The boy was terrified that he might have strayed into hell. Thinking that made the darkness behind him seem monstrous, he sped up his pace still further. He kept going and going, but couldn't distance himself from the darkness. If anything, it seemed to be growing deeper. The boy kept on running. He pushed his way through the brush. Tree roots snatched at his feet, tripping him, but he frantically continued. And yet the darkness closed in right behind him. His foot caught in a hole in the earth, the boy tumbled to the ground. Intense pain shot through his ankle. The darkness settled over him, obscuring everything beyond the tip of his nose. The boy woke up crying. He was in a dark room. He had a really scary dream, but he couldn't remember what it was about. The boy curled up into a ball in his futon and closed his eyes. Somehow he knew that the terrifying face was close by. It all started innocently enough. While she was making some fried food, some oil splashed out and burned her cheek. It wasn't even enough to sting. All the same, she got really upset. She put on several coats of face powder and went about every day wearing thick makeup as though she were a courtesan. He couldn't stand the smell of that powder. That white face looked like the shell of an egg. She used to be a beautiful woman. That's what he felt when he looked at her. The other adults probably thought that as well. She was the boy's mother. His father was an eccentric man. He never properly exchanged words with his son. That's why the boy was always alone. Inside his futon, where he couldn't cause trouble to anyone else, was the only space in the world that offered some relief. I'm gonna make a prediction. It might be a stupid prediction. It might be. But I'm gonna make a prediction because that's what I do, even though I make wrong predictions all the time. I think the person that was being talked about there, it's the past of the killer, obviously. So the killer's first victim was the mother, but he feels bad for doing it, and so he's trying to put her back together. Now, who exactly is this person? I personally think that they're talking about Toko's family. Like, Toko was actually originally in that family, but got adopted out of that family somehow, and the boy is, like, her long-lost brother. And it might be, like, thinking about who it might be, because there's close relations, maybe it is the artist, right? I always forget his name, god damn it, I really gotta remember that guy's, Shinzo. Maybe it is Mamiya Shinzo, because Mamiya Shinzo has the painting of, like, the mother. Or maybe Mamiya Shinzo saw Toko and knows Toko is his sister, and he just made the painting based on her. It could very well be it too. That's my prediction. I have no idea if it's going to come true or not. It's probably not, but it's just something that came to my mind. The gentle sunlight of spring shines in through the window. I open the newspaper as I drink my morning coffee. A country somewhere in Africa has declared independence. A small fire in an elementary school in Sategawa. I skim over these articles. You know what? I gotta check. Maybe there's something about him. Highly regarded artist, a lot of his works have Christian motifs. It said that Kara no Shoujo. Okay, no, it doesn't say anything important about him. Alright. A tiny article in the local news page caught my eye. Pieces of meat thought to be of human origin discovered in various places. Another dismemberment? I sigh. Newspaper article doesn't have any specifics. But to chop someone up until they're simply pieces of meat. Was it some kind of grudge or something else? Yukari, your cake looks delicious on your kimono. Yukari comes over holding a broom. Sure, I may as well just head out then. I fold the newspaper and stand up. Kohi! That's so cute. In Korean it's kopi. Kopi. Sounds like copy, right? But in Japanese it's kohi. That's so cute. I got it. The usual, right? Kohi. Kohi. Oh, kohi. Kohi. It's kohi. After leaving my house, I wander for a bit before making my way to Moonworld. It's been a while since we've seen Hatsune and Kyoko. Hatsune's sweeping in front of the cafe. Hey, Hatsune-kun. Hatsune stops her work to give me a bow. Although we did see Hatsune in the last episode. Uozumi. I peer through the glass into the interior. There's most definitely a hulking Uozumi-esque form hunched over the counter. Kyoko's in front of him. Oh, so that's how it is, eh? Oh, he likes her. He likes Kyoko. Hatsune asks me timidly. Hatsune-kun, I want to get to the inner seats without those two noticing. Do you think you could help me out?
はい。そっと入れば大丈夫だと思います。
Hatsune nods, probably out of reflex.
でも、どうしてですか?
I just want to do a little people watching.
探偵さんって変わった方が多いですよ。
Yeah, that is. It's a little strange. It's probably best not to ask who she's picturing right now. The door is slightly ajar, allowing us to slip through it. During an interval when Kyoko has her back turned, we make it to the inner seats.
気づかれなかったみたいですね。
Hatsune whispers, acting like she's enjoying herself. It's a lively expression. This is a welcome change after recent events. I guess I'll have coffee and some sponge cake.
はい、かしこまりました。
Now let's observe these two in their natural habitat. I take a look at Uozumi at the counter. He's toned down his usual boisterousness, sitting quietly on that tiny little chair.
桜はいつ頃まで咲いているのかしらね。
さあな、俺にはわからねえ。
魚住くんはお花見行ったの?
Wow, that's good. What a nice conversation that is. Kyoko's like, I wonder how long they'll bloom for. Uzumi's like, I don't know. Yeah, Uzumi, you gotta work on your tactics a little bit.
Yeah, そんな暇はない。
Come on.
まだ忙しいの?
Feign some interest, okay? Wow, what a flat conversation they're having. Yeah, it is. It's so boring.
お待たせしました。
Hatsune arrives carrying a cup of coffee. Ah, thanks.
なんで黙っているんですか?
Hatsune asks me curiously as she sets down the plate of sponge cake. That guy, Uozumi, he's in love with Kyoko.
そうなんですか?
If it's about work, he could talk your ear off, but at times like this, he's completely tongue-tied.
よくいらっしゃると思ってましたけど。
How does he act when I'm not around?
あら、時坂くんじゃない。来てたんだ。
But Kyoko is awesome. I mean, honestly, if I could choose anyone to be with in this game, I would choose Kyoko. She's my little coffee angel. My kohi angel. Kyoko notices me just before Hatsune can answer. Yeah, pardon the intrusion. Uzumi, stop it. When you blush, it just looks so unnatural. What are you all panicked about? Don't worry, I just got here. You're blushing, man. Did you catch a cold or something?
あら、大丈夫なの、魚住くん。忙しい時こそ健康管理はしっかりしないと。
わかってる。
Even his ears are burning red. Well, I think I've abused him enough for one morning. How have things been lately, Uozumi?
どうもこうもねえよ。いつもと変わりねえ。
Uozumi puts a cigarette in his mouth.
一つ片付けや、また次の山が来やがる。
Hey, that's not so bad. Look at me, I've got nothing but free time.
仕事回してやろうか?
Sure, if you give me money. I'll pass for now. I'm going to savor my time off, and I've got one job I need to take care of. Toko's request is still open. If I don't do a little investigation on that, she might start sulking. Alright, Kyoko, I'll take some coffee beans to go. The usual, please.
ええ、わかったわ。しばらく待っていてちょうだいね。
Yeah, Kyoko's great. She's just like, she seems like smart, intelligent, she has like a lot of sense, you know, and I like people like that are like all together. After paying for the coffee beans, I head outside. Well then, I guess I'll go home, kick back, and read a book. As I head away from Kishijoji Station, I see a familiar face and stop. It's Mizuhara Toko. She's trudging along, eyes fixed on the ground. She's carrying a sketchbook. I suppose she was out drawing or something. That said, she's not looking too good. Granted, she hardly gives a lively impression to begin with, but all the same. Mizuhara-san. Before I know it, I'm calling out to her. Mizuhara's face snaps up and she struggles to speak. I can see something sparkle slightly in the corner of her eyes. What's wrong? Oh, come on, you can tell me. She's like, it's because of you! Toko only talks about you! Mizuhara turns her face away. That's easy to say, but I can't just ignore it when someone I know is crying. No, there's Sparkle, okay? I saw Sparkle. She's adopted her usual stubborn posture. Look, I know you don't like me, and I don't expect that you trust me, but what do you have to lose by talking a little? Oh, no, game! No! I thought that maybe Toko was the one that got captured because, you know, Toko has, like, pale skin. But no! You don't do that to me! Kuchiki-san? You don't. My heart gives a momentary twinge. No, don't you freaking do that to me, game. No. I'm saving my game right now. It's been a while. Oh my, don't do this to me, please. No, anyone but her. Well, not, and there's so many people that I like in this game. She must not be feeling well again. Why don't we go to Kuchiki-san's house then? Well, aren't you worried, Mizuhara-san? She's too shy and impish to actually do anything like that. Then that settles it. It's not far, so follow me. I'm being more forceful than I like, but if I don't do this, she'll never take my advice. Despite her words, Mizuhara trails along silently behind me. Whatever, you should be grateful, okay? We cut through the park, now abloom with cherry blossoms, and arrive at... I would love to have a house in a park full of cherry blossoms. Wouldn't that be friggin' awesome? Oh, you've never been here before, have you? I have, and you haven't. Na 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 na. Mizuhara eagerly takes in the surroundings. It must be the first time she's been here. Watching her out of the corner of my eye, I press the doorbell at the entryway. I wait for a while, but nobody comes to greet us. I suppose they're away from home. Toko's uncle Fumiya is probably at the clinic. Mizuhara-san, could you wait here for a little while?
Hi.
At that moment, the door opens.
Sensei.
Oh, thank God. I mean, it would be stupid if she got captured and died right now. Because obviously... Well, I was just worried maybe I did something wrong. Went towards the bad end, but there haven't been any decisions for a while, so... This has pretty much just been me cruising along, which is a nice change from last episode. Last episode, I was all over the place with decisions. It's nice to take a little bit of a break from that and just enjoy some story. Before I can even say anything, Mizuhara runs over to Toko. Yeah, she's really... Or the sickness or whatever is afflicting her is really, 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 increasing. Yeah, we are. That's true. Toko tries to make a joke of the situation. Oh, Toko, you're super worried about her. Yeah, I guess if you make a promise back in the day before cell phones, you know, it's kind of hard to cancel that out. Mizuhara shakes her head. Yeah, what a lot of responsibility you would have had to have back before the era of cell phones. I mean, I do remember that. I was a kid when that happened. Well, actually, I didn't even have a cell phone until after. No, I was in the middle of high school when I got my first, like, really shitty flip phone. Go get some rest, Kuchiki-san. Toko nods obediently. I hear the clopping of wooden sandals approaching from the direction of the clinic. It's about time for your checkup, but I read that as, it's about time for your checku. Hello. I incline my head to Fumiya. Yeah, Fumiya, you should know what's up with her. What is wrong with her? Nah, Mizuhara-san here said that she wanted to pay your niece a visit. Fumiya, you're a little suspicious. So you're wondering, like, what did you come out here for, huh? Huh? But he said it nicely. Well, obviously he knows what is wrong with Toko. That's one thing, I think. But obviously we haven't had a situation where he's actually going to be willing to tell us. We haven't asked him about it. After saying that, Toko darts a quick glance in my direction before Fumiya leads her off toward the clinic. We should have asked her. Let's go, Mizuhara-san. She doesn't reply but follows silently along behind me. After leaving the Kuchiki residence, I walk to the park. Mizuhara remains behind me. I turn upon hearing her voice. Hey, don't look at me like that. She looks so mean. You're so full of malice towards me. She stands back, keeping a short distance between us. What's up? I just really got a feeling I should save the game here. I feel like I'm gonna have to be giving an answer or something. How? What do you mean? She yells suddenly with uncharacteristic force. Hey Toko, guess what? We slept cuddled up next to each other. Ooh, I was just a chaperone.
そんなのただの言い訳じゃないですか。
I'm wondering that myself, but I can hardly tell her the truth. It could destroy their friendship.
私からどうこう取らないでください。私にはどうこしかいないんです。
Oh, don't be so jealous. I mean, come on, I know you love her. But, you know, like, I don't think if Toko doesn't return those feelings of love, she'll still love you as a friend. But maybe that would be impossible for Mizuhara to live with, you know, just being friends with her. I'm getting a whole Seiko and Naomi vibe. Except, you know, Mizuhara Toko is, like, way cooler than Naomi. Or, sorry, I mean, Kuchiki Toko. Don't worry, you girls are best friends, right? How could I come between you when there was never a gap there to begin with?
でもトウコは最近いつも先生のことばかり気にかけてる。
Oh, well, yeah, oops. Maybe she's in love with me romantically, but she loves you as a friend, okay? You're probably overthinking it. You know how her mind wanders.
でも
There's no need to worry. Kuchiki-san definitely treasures you the most. She probably loves Toko much more than I do.
それでもいえごめんなさい先生。
I think maybe Toko wanted us to admit our feelings for Toko, to be like, okay, well, move on past the acceptance point and, like, get us to, you know, hook us up or something. Hey, paying no heed to my efforts to stop her, Mizuhara turns on her heel and runs away, so that Mizuhara can, like, get over it, you know? Damn it, it looks like she's misunderstood. They have it rough at their age, and all I can come up with is the sort of line an old geezer would say. How pathetic is that? Well, yeah, that's because how could you even admit that? Yeah, she's high school age, but, like, we slept together. Not had sex, but, like, you know, slept beside each other. I realize that it's evening, so what shall I do now? Wow, that's decision time. Let's go to Moonworld. Sure, why not? I want to go see Kyoko. Kyoko's the bomb. Here I am at Moonworld yet again. As I expected, Uozumi is no longer here. Good, I don't need another problem.
あら、今日はよく来るのね。
I am, that's because Kyoko, you're the bomb. It's not a problem. Although if Uozumi likes her, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I shouldn't be getting close to her. I guess this is an improvement over OU again.
悪くないわよ。大切なお客様だものね。
Kyoko laughs as she shows me a seat at the counter. Coffee, please. Is Hatsune-kun out shopping? She's right over there. Kyoko points toward the cafe's interior. Hatsune is sleeping slumped over on a table. There she is. She's passed out in the back. While still holding a mop in her hand.
最近疲れていたみたいだったしね。お客さんもいないし、そっとしておこうかなと思ったのよ。
Yeah, why not? Hey, even in here she'll catch a cold like that, right? Take a peek at her sleeping face, cover her with my coat. What kind of a decision is this? This is weird. Gosh. I'll just cover her with my coat. I lay my coat over her back. It looks like she's sleeping soundly. Although I think that sleeping in a futon rather than a chair would be less painful on the body.
初音ちゃんには優しいのね。
Oh, Kyoko, what is that look? Look at her! I've never seen her look like that. Well, what? I just wanted to... Kyoko calls out, her voice dripping with sarcasm. I wonder if Kyoko's jealous. Don't make fun of me. I couldn't just leave her like that, right?
もし、あそこで寝ているのが私だったら、
I would have done the same
どうす
thing.
るの?
Well, of course I'd wake you up. The cafe wouldn't last if the owner were sleeping.
確かにそうなんだけどさ。
Oh, she hates that we were so utilitarian about our answer. Kyoko pouts, grumbling. The relative quiet is broken by Hatsune's sudden outburst.
ごめんなさい、京子さん。私眠っちゃってて。
It's okay.
いいのよ。
That's cute.
私が寝かしておいたんだから。
As Hatsune apologizes profusely, head bowed, Kyoko speaks to her gently.
それよりも大丈夫？疲れているんじゃない？そんなことありませんから。外のお掃除してきます。
With her vehement denial, God, I certainly pronounced that wrong. Hatsune grabs the mop and goes out. I think it'd be better to use a broom on the exterior, though.
きちんとお休みあげてるんだけど、あまり休みたがらないのよ、あの子。
Kyoko mutters, sighing. Well, you know, compared to her previous job, this is a godsend. Of course she'd want to help out as much as she could. How about taking some time off yourself once in a while, Kyoko? You must be tired, right?
私は大丈夫よ。それに、時坂くんみたいに毎日のように来てくれるお客さんもいるしね。
A thought pops into my head. If I hadn't come here, she'd be taking a break right now. I can't possibly say that to her, though. Okay, that was a nice little interesting visit. You know what? I gotta think about this, because I'm deciding there was that murder, and they found, like, pieces of the human meat. So I'm wondering if we should go to Shinjuku Station and maybe talk to... no. I was hoping we can meet Ozumi. Or Takashito Hospital. Maybe the parts of the body were brought here or something. Oh my god, let's go to Takashito Hospital. I have good feels about it. I sure come here a lot, don't I? I've arrived at Takada Baba. The cherry trees in this area have also started blooming, but not a single one of the trees around Takashito Hospital are flowering. This is a place of death. What is this, some kind of parallel universe? There's a sign hung on the door. Let's see. Out? It looks like she's not here. I guess I'll come back late. Wait a minute. I noticed some fine print on the lower portion of the sign. P.S. Catering service. Enter from the back, please. What the hell? Quite a deceptive show of pretending to be away. Well, if she's gonna go that far, I suppose there's no need for me to barge in and intrude. Let's get out. What? No, I want to go do something more productive with my time. I might go back, actually. Okay, I felt like I wasted my time there, so I'm gonna go to Shinjuku Station. Because I want to find out about these murders, like something should have happened, or there should be some information. I've arrived in Shinjuku. Lately I've been spending all my time at home, so it's been a while since I've been back here. To say nothing of my office. It does seem a waste given that I'm paying rent and all. The interior of my office has been spotlessly tidied up. As I recall, the last time I was here, there were a bunch of things scattered about. I suppose Yukari's come here and clean. No! You know what? Remember we were having like little blackout sessions? I personally think that we're like blacking out and we're doing stuff here. Or something. Maybe this... this game has so much little foreshadowing moments that could mean something. But at the same time, like, oftentimes they're not explored. Jeez. What's this? There's a strange-looking box set atop my reception table. It's a box made of paper 10 centimeters to a side. Did Yukari leave this here, or did somebody send it through the mail? What kind of a decision? This looks important. Oh my god. But my curiosity is telling me to open it, but if they're giving us a decision to not open it, I get this feeling that the game's, like, trying to say, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't open... Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I've decided I shouldn't open it. I got this really bad feeling that something's gonna be in there that's gonna incriminate us, or something really bad. So I'm just gonna say not open. You know, if it leads to a bad ending, I'll go back to open it, but I get this feeling that the game's, like, really wanting us to not open this, because we have an actual decision. I mean, if there wasn't a decision here, why would it ask us if we wanted to open it or not? Like, so obviously, my intuition's telling me not to. I have a really bad feeling about this. Generally, things sent to my office will spell trouble. What do I do if it's a bomb? If there's gunpowder packed inside here, it'd be enough to wound anyone in this room. Fatally in the case of the person opening the package. So where's the detonator on this thing? Is there a grenade inside here? However, the type of grenade the Japanese army had to have the fuse pushed in. American grenades, on the other hand, can be detonated after the pin and cap are pulled. Should I try moving the box around a bit? No, if it's meant to release some kind of gas, even that could be dangerous. But why on earth has such a dangerous thing been sent to my office? Wah! I jump at the sudden voice. Oh, it's you, Yukari. After saying that, Yukari carefully picks up the box with both hands. Hey, that box is... Yukari's voice is completely free of concern. Snails. The pent-up tension floods out of me in a rush. Nah, I don't want to see them. Just get them out of here. Oh, I think I know what might have happened. If we would have picked them up, maybe we would have, like, threw them everywhere. Like, oh my god, what's this? And they would have, like, fell. And Yukari would have been really angry or something. Probably. Yukari bows and takes... I'm really glad I did that. I'm sure it'll be quite a while before I see that box again at home. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the episode here anyway, so I am gonna save my game, and just for the heck of it, let's go and open the box. Let's just see what would happen. Okay, let's open it. I have to check it out. First up is the exterior. It looks like the cover has just been placed on top. There doesn't seem to be anything securing in place. There's nothing written on the box. No parcel will be sent in this condition. That being the case, Yukari's probably already opened it and checked it out. If there were explosives inside or something, well, she wouldn't have simply ignored it. Well, since the room's clean, I think we can assume that didn't happen. Oh, come on, there's nothing wrong with it. As that weight is lifted from my mind, I open the lid to the box. The inside is crammed full with snails. Wag! Yukari walks in at just that moment, a look of undisguised shock on her face. Yukari, what is this? Yukari heaves a deep sigh. Okay. Yukari picks up the box. If you look closely, all the snails are hiding inside. Their shells are not moving around. Hey, Yukari, are you going to take these home? Okay, there was, like, not much different about that at all. Well, that's dumb. Okay, well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna end the episode here. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This was completely story. There was nothing really... no real decisions to make except for, like, opening the box and deciding to go to a place or not. So, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a lot more chilled than the last episode, but as we found out from this, we learned a bit more about Toko, like she's adopted, and, you know, we saw that little section in the middle of the episode about the boy who killed his mother, and I think that's related to Toko in some way, because I think this whole second half is it's where it's gonna start connecting everything to Toko. I mean, it has to. It just has to. Has to. And yeah, so we learned she was adopted. We learned about that. We learned that there was another murder of a girl with really pale white skin. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Shit's gonna heat up again when we find out more about this murder and we go and investigate and whatnot. I'm pretty sure near the beginning of the next episode we're gonna start investigating it or something, you know. Something's gonna happen. We're gonna get roped back into this somehow. So yeah, I'll see you then. Thank you very much, and as always, peace.